At 6:16 now on this Friday, special guest joining us in the studio. You've been in the studio with us a lot. This is Lara Weiner, our floor director here a couple of days a week. But topic of conversation here of late, Venezuela and the situation going with the elections and all of that. You were born in Venezuela, grew up there for a period of time. We're going to chat with you in just a minute, but I think it's important to take a look at what's currently going on there as countries around the world continue to pledge millions of dollars worth of food and medicine to Venezuela. Desperate citizens from the South American country continue crossing into neighboring countries, seeking out badly needed basics. Isa Soares reports this morning from the Venezuela-Colombian border.
Every step is a burden. A load they have to carry for miles on end. But even the weight of their cargo does little to hold their tongue. And while the majority cross this border legally, some others take a less traveled road. And they all do it out of necessity.
Y no hay nada de comida allá. There's no food. Nothing there, he's saying. Coffee, toothpaste. There's nothing in Venezuela, only sadness. That's what she's telling me. Yet 20 minutes away from here on Tienditas Bridge is a warehouse packed full of humanitarian aid, waiting to be delivered. Sure, it is just a drop in the ocean, but it's creating a wave of expectation on both sides of the border. And with that, desperation.
The frustration's evident in every corner of this border town, as Venezuelans line up for food, for money, and for any way out of this crisis.
He's staying in Colombia, but this gentleman here, he's collecting some money and he's going all the way to Peru. He's telling me we don't want anything to do with Maduro.
It seems he's not alone. They're celebrating the fall of Maduro's regime. Premature. After all, he's standing his ground, with his military still preventing the aid from entering the country. But they're heeding the call of Juan Guaidó, who has been rallying his troops, calling on the people to volunteer and carry the aid across the border on the 23rd of February.
Are you going to help on the 23rd? ¿Van a ayudar? As you can see here, everyone here is prepared to risk their lives to carry that humanitarian aid across the border.
And they're counting on the army, the rank and file, who too are living on the edge, to walk as well as stand beside them. Isa Soares, CNN, Cúcuta, Colombia.
Well, I wish you could have shared the conversation we just had during that story. Lara Weiner joining us again. Lara, born in Venezuela, mom is Venezuelan, and we were talking about this. Your family left earlier in the Maduro regime. Your family ran the TV station there and then didn't.
Yeah, so when I was a kid, when Chavez was originally elected, which started the whole Maduro thing, my family escaped because they were starting to attack Americans. So one of the things that we did is we just left because they were starting to put like rules that were very strange, like you couldn't leave with your youngest child, things like that, and my family thought that it wasn't safe there anymore. So
you were talking while we were watching that video of those people leaving and going across the border and that, and you made an interesting point. Those people are not the poor. These are not who this is affecting. This is affecting everybody in Venezuela.
Yeah, I mean, my family's part of like the upper middle class of Venezuela, and they can't even find food. And they're part of the wealthier part of the country, and it's been very difficult for them to even find milk, eggs, toilet paper. I mean, everything is difficult to find. So if the wealthy can't even find it, the poor are even having a harder time.
What's this like for your family, especially for your mom? She is Venezuelan. Her family, I assume, still have family members living there. Oh, yeah. How hard is watching all of this unfold in her own country?
It's been very difficult, especially because a lot of the news that we get here in the States is very sparse, like hearing about what's going on in Venezuela. So we get it a lot from like the family that's living down there. And we send suitcases of clothes and food and medicine. I mean, my grandma is living still in that country, and we have to send her all of her medications by mail so that she'll be able to do that. And sometimes they'll even take it just because there's nothing there. So everybody that works there is trying to get everything that's coming into the country as well. So it's crazy.
Before we wrap this up, Laura, with the election and all the controversies gone with that, does your family feel that this is eventually going to get better?
It's mixed feelings. I know that talking to my family, it could go either way. I've had family that says that Maduro might try to kill Guaido. And then I have other family that's super hopeful that they're going to be able to get enough defective military to be able to get the country back. So
that's phenomenal. Again, Lara Weiner joining us this morning from in front of the camera instead of behind the camera. Thank you for sharing that. Our best to your family as well, and we'll check in as things go on. Thank you very much. We're going to take a quick break. We come back. Matt's going to take a look at your forecast. Stick around.